Hello, this is Julian with Coffee Reviews, and today we will be doing another blind taste test rankings video. Now, the way that these work, for anybody that has not seen one of our previous blind taste test rankings videos, is we have 6 cups of coffee over here, and we have 6 bags of coffee over here. We're trying to identify which of these cups is which of these bags based off of taste alone. Then we're going to be ranking them in order of our least favorite to our most favorite. And there's a theme behind each and every one of these videos, and the theme behind this one is another viewer subscriber recommendation suggestion video, as all of these coffees come from coffee roasters that were suggested to us. So there's a little bit more to that, as these are all American-based coffee roasters since we've been a little European heavy, but we ran through our list, took a look at some of the American coffee roasters, and anyone that had something interesting to us, we went ahead and purchased. So let's go ahead and introduce the coffees alphabetically by roaster, starting with Ilse, which is based out of Stamford, Connecticut. I believe I previously said Ilse, and I believe it's technically Ilse, but they were originally a suggestion to us by Howard, and we reviewed a couple of their coffees last year, and they impressed me to the point where I definitely wanted to try some more things from them, and you'll see what really caught my interest about these two, as the first we have is the Handege, which is a wash-processed Kenyan, and that's a coffee that we also reviewed from Sweet Bloom earlier this year, so I really want to compare and contrast those two coffees from those two different coffee roasters. Next up, we have the Luis Ordonez, which is a wash-processed Mexico, and I really love reviewing wash-processed Mexican coffees, so seeing one on their offerings was definitely what appealed to me about them. Next up, we have Memli Coffee Lab based out of Marcos, California, and they were a suggestion to us by Akavia 8. And the two coffees we have from them is the Pillacocaja Lot number 2 Típica Golden Honey Processed Ecuador, and we've had some really positive experiences with Ecuadorian coffees this year, so that one could be a little bit of an underdog, like a favorite actually, to win this blind taste test. After that, we have the Raro Boda Lot for Iraga, wash-processed Ethiopia. And that one right there, wash-processed Ethiopians tend to perform pretty well in these videos, so that one could also be a bit of a favorite going into this. Next up, we have Red Rooster based out of Floyd, Virginia, and they were a suggestion to us by Nico Hanley. And the two coffees we have from them is the Finca Pastoral Honey Processed Nicaragua and the Wush Wush Wash Processed Ethiopia. So yeah, don't know what to expect from those two, as I've never had anything from Red Rooster. I've also never had anything from Memli, so severe lack of familiarity with the coffee roasters on this table. But let's go ahead and shuffle these cups around. And as always, they are not labeled anywhere except for on the bottom. We just like to shuffle them around for good measure. And it does give us an opportunity to discuss what we do have on our hands here, and this is going to be very difficult. With no familiarity with two of these coffee roasters, I have no idea what to expect from both Red Rooster as well as Memli. And in addition to that, we have no natural processed coffees. We have 2 honey processed, but they are, one of them's a Central American coffee, and then the other honey processed is a South American coffee, so that in itself might make things a little tricky. 2 washed Ethiopias. In theory, those two should be easy to pick out, as well as the Kenyan, but you really don't know what to expect with those, so this is going to be probably on the more difficult side of things. I don't mind if I get a couple of these wrong, but at the very least, I'm hoping to get the African coffees right. All right, here we go, cup number 1. I feel like luck might have it that I picked out one of the African coffees. It's definitely one of the African coffees, and I'm hesitant to just automatically assume that it's the Ethiopia, because it has a very nice brightness to it. First impression, I know it's one of the African coffees. The acidity is quite bright and pronounced, so my initial thought, based off the flavor profile, which is a little bit skewed towards the fruity side of things, is that it is in Ethiopia, but the acidity just really screams Kenyan. So I'm going to put it right there for right now. I actually quite like that one. We're off to a good start. Cup number 2. This one right here, it has to be one of the Ethiopian coffees. And I'm not sure where I want to place it, because I actually quite like the way that this coffee finished. This one right here has got a bit of stone fruit right off the front, so I think that that one for now is going to go into that first place. We do have a Guji on the tail, which screams stone fruit, so it's cooling off into a stone fruit as well. I'm going to put it right there for right now. Cup number 3. Okay, this one right here, it's a little bit more tame, a little bit more mild, a little bit more body. I can definitely assume that that's going to be one of the American coffees. Could be an outside that it's the last African coffee, but I feel like the sweetness that's coming from it is a little bit more of a candied, like darker sweetness in general. So that one right there, we're going to place in third for right now. Cup number 4. This one right here is by far the most nutty to this point. And that's definitely going to lean towards one of the American coffees. It's either going to be the Mexico, it could be that Nicaragua as well. I think that for right now, these first 3 have left enough of a positive impression that not necessarily as big a fan of the nuttiness, so I'm going to place that one in 4th place for right now. Cup number 5. This one right here is interesting. I'm wondering what this one could possibly be. It has a little bit of a sugary sweetness to it. I think I like it better than the nuttiness that I was experiencing from this coffee, but there's something very bright about it too. And I think I might have an idea of what that could possibly be, but I didn't think I liked it as much as these first 3. So last cup, cup number 6. I feel like it's going to get really muddled with these last 3 cups of coffee because there's not enough to really differentiate them, especially without the familiarity with these coffee roasters that I would normally have in a lot of these other blind taste tests. Alright, this one right here is a slight bit more earthy amongst the few, a little bit less defined of a flavor profile, so I'm going to put it in 6th place for right now. I'm going to run through these one more time and maybe make some guesses. I'm pretty confident on this first one, might be the only one I'm overly confident on. I think it's going to be the washed Ethiopia from Memli. The unmistakable flavor profile of a washed Gucci. So yes, right here, gonna guess it's the washed Ethiopia from Memli. Might be the only one I'm overly confident on. All right, cup number 2. If this is the Kenya, which after more reflection, I think it has to be the Kenya. It's just got such a wonderful brightness to it that it's kind of overperforming for a Kenyan coffee. I'm going to guess that it is the Ilse Kenya. All right, cup number 3. This could be a number of things, honestly. Depending on how sweet the other coffees are, a little bit more familiarity with them, I could just kind of take a guess. My first impression is probably that it's the Ecuador, because the Ecuador, since it's a honey processed coffee, it still has a fair bit of the Central South American characteristics to it, but a nice bit of added sweetness to it. Might be the sweetest of the last 4. If that's the case, that probably hints at it being the Ecuadorian coffee. That's my best guess for it. Not confident in it at all. All right, these last 3 here, this is where things are going to get really hard. It's got a little bit of a vegetal taste to it. And while that might hint at one of the Central or South American coffees, I feel like that might just mean that it's the Ethiopian coffee. This one right here, while initially a little bit nutty, is coming out a little bit more robust at this point. I imagine that that's probably going to be the Mexico then. I think I might have narrowed these 3 down. This one's opened up though. Weirdly enough, I think that these 2 right here are the Red Rooster coffees. And I'm not entirely sure which one is which is kind of crazy to think because one of them should be in Ethiopia, but it's not coming out as clean as I might like for an Ethiopia. And then the other one should be a honey processed Nicaragua, which in theory, those 2 should be so distinct and unique, different, but there's a little bit of a vegetal component to it. There's a little bit more fruits as the coffee does cool down and open up a little bit more. I think it's improved on me. I'm pretty confident that that's going to be the Mexico though. So I'll go ahead and take that guess right now, the Ilse Mexico. And I'll try these one more time, but I have to take a guess on them. I think this is actually the Ethiopia, because as I've run through it one more time, this one may be a little vegetable, but that one just kind of feels like an Ethiopia. Yeah, I think based off the way it's cooling down on the fruits, then that's probably going to be our Ethiopia. So I'm going to guess right here, this is the honey processed Nicaragua, and that would mean that that right there is the wash processed Ethiopia. Okay, let's see how we did, starting with this one right here. So I said that this one was the Red Rooster Ethiopia, so it should say RE for Red Rooster Ethiopia, and it is. That's interesting. I heard so many positive things about the Wush Wush variety. I heard that it was underrated and it could replace the Kesher variety as being the most popular variety. But this one right here, as it's kind of grown on me a little bit more as it's cooled down, wasn't necessarily my favorite. It didn't stand out. It didn't have that standout fruity, floral, Ethiopian clean quality that I really like from Ethiopian coffees. That one could improve. Obviously, all of these are going to take some time, but yeah, quite surprised actually at that result. Next I said was the Ilse Mexico, so it should say IM for Ilse Mexico, and it does. I'm really surprised at how I'm doing so far, but this one right here, what kind of stood out from it was the nuttiness, which right from the very start hinted at it being one of the Central or South American coffees, and Mexican coffees tend to come out quite nutty, so that one right there, process of elimination, but I, by the end, was pretty confident on that one. Next up should be the Red Rooster Nicaraguan, so it should say RN for Red Rooster Nicaragua, and it does. Really surprised at these results so far. Okay, a little bit of added sweetness to it. I kind of assumed that was going to be based off of the honey processing to it. It's improved, a little bit of sugary sweetness to it. Nice coffee, but these three I feel like were my favorites. So let's run through these. This one I picked as the Ecuadorian coffee because it is also the unique honey processed coffee, and it was the sweetest of the remaining four. That was certainly not an African coffee. So this one right here should say MEC for Memli, Ecuador. And I think the closer we were getting towards the end, the more confident I was with these three. That one is correct. And I've kind of already hinted at what really stood out about that coffee, but that one right there, I feel like it's a lot of potential. So I'm really hoping that I might get a little bit more from that coffee as we continue to try it. That means the last two, I'm 100% confident how I got the rest. This one right here should say IK for Ilse Kenya. And it does. It's not overly Kenyan-like. It didn't have the jump out at you savory components that I was fully expecting, so not that infamous T word, but in its place it was a little bit more on the sweeter, fruitier side, to the point where I was able to slightly mistake it for one of the Ethiopians, but I knew immediately it was going to be one of the African coffees. That's just how nice and clean the fruits are in this cup of coffee. That one has real potential, really hoping that I get the best out of it. It's probably now the likeliest to finish as my favorite of these six. But for right now, on this day, on our blind taste test day, our first place winner is the Memli Ethiopia, so it should say METH. Correction, MET. But yes, that's the Memli Ethiopia. And I always say wash process Ethiopians have an unfair advantage in these blind taste tests, and when they're a Guji, it's an even more unfair advantage because they always tend to come out with a little bit more stone fruit, and that will win a lot of these blind taste tests. I'm not going to lie, really surprised that I got a 6 for 6 on this one because I thought this was going to be more difficult than it was. I thought it was still difficult, but I'm going to consider this one a win. Yeah. If you guys do enjoy these blind taste test rankings videos, then give this video a like. As I always say, they are by far the most difficult to do. They take the most time and work, but they are also the most fun as well. There's going to be a review for each and every one of these coffees coming out within the next couple of weeks, so look forward to those as well. If you guys just enjoy the content in general, give this video a like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. This right here has been another blind taste test rankings video. Thank you for watching.